This is a Global Player original podcast. There's some good stuff in this one. It was at the very start of the mad bat disease. We were watching it come towards us like a slow-moving train. But it hadn't hit yet. But restrictions were coming in. Dagenham. Hello, Michael.
Hello there. I'm due to fly to Lanzarote on Monday.
Doubtful.
Well, I've just been told I can go, but I can't come home. How ridiculous is that?
You can go, but you can't come home.
Yeah.
Who told you that?
EasyJet. I can fly out there on Monday.
Right.
But as from Tuesday, the flights are cancelled.
Wow. So what are you going to do?
Well, I can't go, can I? Obviously.
Well, you can go, but you just can't come back.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So you ain't going?
No, I can't. Because we're taking our grandson with us.
Oh.
Who's 2 years old.
Right. Well, you don't want to do that. No.
No, and it's all for them not to give us a refund on our flights.
Well, I've got no idea about that, but I'm in a similar position because I booked a holiday in Madrid for May, and I guess I'm not going to be going there either.
No, you're not.
No. So I'll see. We'll have a garden party, Michael. I'll bring the beer. How does that sound?
As from Tuesday, you'll be all right because you'll get a refund on your flight.
Right. Well, yeah, I'd rather take the holiday. I was really looking forward to that. I haven't had a holiday in years. I haven't had a holiday in years. Never mind. You know me. I never complain.
Stop whining.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. You're going to miss it? How long were you going for?
Only a week. Only a week.
Right.
But there you go.
Well, the weather's changing here, and it'll be... you'll be basking outside in your garden. You got a garden?
I might as well go work.
Yeah, okay. You could do that. Yeah, you could go bask at work. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, mate. 0345 6060 973. Yeah, I'm very, very disappointed. And I spent hours trying to sort this holiday out. I don't know about you, but whenever I book a holiday, I just spend hours and hours and hours, comparing and contrasting different places and where am I going to go and where am I going to eat, and I've got detailed files, and I might as well just chop all of them up. I'll put them through the shredder. Never mind, eh? Barnstable. Mark.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good night. I like the show. I'm on my way home after a fair few drinks.
Yeah.
I haven't been out in a while. I'm in Devon, and not much social distancing going on. I think everyone's getting a fair few in before all the pubs and stuff shut. Plenty of pubs open, loads and loads of people about, and toilets are a bit of a state.
Well,
I'm quite surprised. Surprised with.
Yeah, no surprise there, no.
Yeah, and like I say, loads of bumping and moving past people. Just wouldn't be surprised if it gets coronavirus in the morning, to be honest.
Well, do you think that people are just thinking, oh, it can't happen to me?
Yeah, like I say, I think that's half of it. I think the closest case to us is South Devon, and I'm in North Devon. But yeah, everyone's out having a laugh. And like I say, the way everything's going, wouldn't be surprised if everything's shut down next week, to be honest. I'm a delivery driver. I'm going around people's houses delivering groceries. And we've been told from next week we're not allowed to go in people's houses. We've got to stay 2 meters away from people.
Really?
And tonight, I've been bumping and trying to bump past people to go and get a drink.
Yeah.
It's like rules don't apply at the minute or something.
No, well, you can breathe out, Mark. Just don't breathe in. That's the big
Oh,
problem.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, well, the best of luck. You're going to be busy off your face if you're a delivery driver. Everybody's going to want that.
I'm worried that when everyone's got to stay at home, I'm going to be one of the only ones on the road. I'm probably going to have to have a security guard with me, I reckon.
Yeah. Someone's going to have to ride shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got to sit with the van, otherwise I'll lose my wheel nuts or something.
Yeah. All right, well, the best of luck, Mark.
Cheers,
All right, ta-da. 0345 6060 973. Yeah, if there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be sitting at home, having thought about getting home delivery for groceries and so on, just taking a plunge. I mean, the amount of leaflets I get £10 off your first online purchase. £30 off your first 3 online purchases. And they just the number keeps going up and up and up. But I like going in and, fingering my own produce. I like checking the quality of the fruit and all that stuff. I don't want somebody I don't know picking my goods off a shelf. I like to do it myself. But now you think, well, this is why I tried to go and do my shopping last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. In my 24-hour supermarket. Open 24 hours a day, they said. Liars. It was shut. Rick in Folkestone says, the best gig I saw was in the 1970s. It was Led Zeppelin at the Garden in New York in 1973.
Groovy.
Wow. Yeah, I never saw Led Zeppelin. The closest I got was that DVD that they released of that fantastic gig that they did. They came back to celebrate our Ertegun, the fellow with the record label. Armut Ertegun. I think that's probably his name, isn't it? That was tremendous. If you haven't got that yet, then it's definitely worth adding to your collection. This one says, my first gig was the James Gang. Really? Joe Walsh's band at the Kurzel in Southend in 1971. Absolutely brilliant, he says. 50p well spent. 50p. Wow. That's just giving it away, ain't it? Yeah, I wish I'd been there. Lewisham, hello, Jane.
Hello, Nick.
Jane.
It was very difficult for you to make us laugh tonight under the circumstances.
Yes.
But you did.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You did make me laugh, yeah, and the others. Especially that bit about Bojo when you first started off. I
don't remember what I said, but...
we mustn't say too much about him,
exactly.
can we?
Draw a veil, yeah.
We have to be careful. But he'll take it all in good.
Oh, yeah, sure he will. Mm-hmm.
He looks a bit worried now, though.
He does, yeah. How's the job working out for you so far, Boris?
Oh, fabulous.
I bet you didn't think it was going to be like this.
And that's it. I haven't got a telly.
What?
No, we don't want a telly. No, there's not enough time to watch telly. Life's too interesting to watch the telly.
Yeah, but that life is on TV, though, Jane.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is.
It's not. You've got your own life. No, telly's boring.
Things expand.
Who wants to a lot? I'm hearing people tell me that Bojo's on the telly a lot. Is he?
Way too much for my taste, yeah.
Well, I don't see him at all, do I? I see his face in the newspapers.
Yeah.
But
does he? Does that picture inspire confidence?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Not really.
No.
I mean, if you've spent your entire life acting like a clown, if that's your act to be a clown, then suddenly to try to present yourself as a statesman to bring the country together in times of an emergency, then I don't know. That's a big ask. You still look like a clown to me, Boris. If that's any help.
Mind you, with all this, actually, I'm not bothered about this virus. What I am bothered about is governments. The Chinese, that's it. They've got massive problems over there. Massive.
What do you mean?
And us English can help them.
What do you mean they've got massive problems? In what regard?
Well, one thing, they got 1,400,000,000 people. That is a problem in itself.
Yeah, well, not for long.
And these people, they're living horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly.
Oh, they're living in China.
Which
I'm sure is a delight.
People.
Of course. Why wouldn't they be? Yeah.
They are very, like working like in tourism.
I'm sure they're just. I'm sure they're just like people.
They're really lovely.
Like French people and German people and Peruvian people. People are people.
They're all very interesting.
Well, that's not
all
true.
All people and their cultures.
All Chinese people.
Makes our globe.
All Chinese people are interesting. That can't be true.
Yes. Yeah, they are when you're chatting to them because, I work with them a lot. And
in what capacity?
Well, I'm a coach driver, aren't I? So
I don't know. Are you?
Yeah, I thought you knew.
I did not know that.
And of course, I talk to people all over the globe when we're at airports. Mind you, it looks like we're not going to have much work soon.
Yeah, please don't.
Unless our coaches can go and get all those people from Spain, can't they?
No, please don't talk to people while the bus is in motion.
No, I don't. But when, if you're out with them for the day, you take them to, all the tourist venues. Yeah. You're with them, aren't you?
Awful.
You're with them in the coffee shop.
Oh, it must be a nightmare. You take them to...
No, it's lovely.
Awful, I bet. You take them to Madame Tussauds. I bet you do.
Of course,
yes.
But you don't have time. You don't talk to them there. If you're doing like Windsor, Stonehenge, and Bath, Oxford, Stratford.
How do you squeeze those enormous buses through London's tiny, windy streets? It just mystifies me. How do you do it?
It's cosy.
Cosy. Yeah, it's cosy. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Trying to squeeze one of those buses down London's microscopically small streets. It's a cosy fit. Yeah.
That's it. Mind you, I must admit, I'm upset with our mayors narrowing and closing our roads.
Oh, well, it's worse than that. They've put 20-mile-an-hour limits on London. Oh God. Now I don't mind going at 20. Everybody else on the road does. So when I go at 20, people behind me just go berserk. I mean, it just flips their mind that anybody should dare to go at 20 miles an hour in front of them. And it's always me. I've always got some Burke right up behind me, flashing me and leaning on their horn to get out of the way.
Oh, I thought that you could go 29 mile an hour. That's what it is.
No, if you go at 29, no. If it's the 30 mile an hour, then you have to go at 30, not 29, because somebody's going.
If it's 20, I thought it was 20 plus.
No.
28. No. 29.
I don't think
but
so.
But not 30.
No,
that's what it is. It's 20 plus.
Yeah,
but
I
you
doubt
mustn't touch 30.
I very much doubt that that's the case. But if you're a tourist...
well, that should be the case.
Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Put that forward. That's what it's got to be.
I will put that forward. Leave it with me. But Jane, you're going to have difficulty getting people to drive around now because the tourists won't be coming here anymore.
No, what we're doing at the moment is rail replacements because because they can't manage the trains that they've got now. No. They're always breaking down. So we can't have HS2. Mind you, the coach bosses, they say, let's have HS2, and then we've got work for a lifetime because HS2 won't work.
Yeah. You'll know the route from London to Birmingham like the back of your hand. All right, best of luck. Thanks a lot, Jane. Hey, she's a coach driver.
Come on, we're running late.
So's she. Where's that from? 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nick@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. I've just seen Chris in Cardiff tweets, praying is not recommended at the moment. That's phase 4. 0345 6060 973. It's 12:30. Blimey, is it 12:30 already? God, don't time fly when you're out of your mind.
Hang about, Nick. Listen, now, what I'm trying to say to you is this, Nick, right?
Rob tweets, that last sound effect was from Speed. What, this one?
Come on, we're running late!
Hardly. Declan texts, my first gig was Dr. Feelgood and the warm-up act was Squeeze. Wow, the Hammersmith Apollo. Good grief. That's a tremendous lineup. I saw Dr. Feelgood in about 1976, 77, something like that, just before they released the Stupidity live album. It was one of the only gigs I've ever been to where it looked like the violence would break out on stage rather than in the crowd. They were a little bit frightening. Chigwell, hello, Derek.
Hello, Nick. How's it going?
Good, thanks.
Good to speak to you. I was talking to your producer before. I was just saying. So, I've got a bit of a situation on my hands, Nick. I'm the landlord of a flat in Chigwell. I've got a lodger to help pay the rent, difficult times. Lodger's name's Rob, and he's just come back from France, and he's coughing up absolutely everywhere, Nick. I don't know what to do. This geezer's paying me rent. He's got a contract. What do you do in my situation?
Poor. I don't know. What have you done?
Well, so far he's obviously being tested.
Has he?
It's pretty worrying times, isn't it? I'm a black cab driver.
Yeah.
There's no one about. There's no one about on the streets.
I thought that black cabs had an increase in bookings because people like the idea of that glass screen between them and the driver.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, if that was true, I wouldn't have taken 20 quid yesterday, would I?
Well, I'm surprised by that because I would have thought that people would be avoiding public transport and getting in the one thing where they are in a not hermetically sealed, but it's seemingly a sealed environment without anybody else being in there, and that's a black cab. There's definitely not a mini cab because you're stuck in a small place with another human being. But a black cab, you've got a glass partition between you.
Do not get me started on Uber. Do not get me started on Uber, Nick.
Well, I thought that they had been relieved of their license, but they're still operating, though, aren't they? They're they're appealing. Is that right? They're not appealing to you. I understand that. Well,
I don't know. Would you put your daughter in one of those things?
I've only used Uber like twice. I was a little surprised about how easy it was because you don't actually hand over any money. You just end the trip and they take money off you. And I felt a bit like, well, wait a minute, how do I know what you've taken off me? The only other experience I had was I was going to the fireworks on November the 5th. This was last year before. And the train broke down. Typical, just like I was talking to that last person who does rail replacement services. So the train broke down, and it couldn't get to the final destination, and so it went back to the previous station. And I thought I'll be really smart, and I'll call an Uber up to pick me up from that station to take me to the fireworks. That's using my brain, Derek. And they said it'll be like 15 quid, something like that. But by the time I got there, of course, everybody else on that train had the same idea. And so Uber jacked up the price. I think they increased it by about 3 times. It went from 15 quid to about 45 quid. And the driver, I knew that he saw me. But,
Nick.
But he stopped and then reversed and then sped off in the opposite direction because he thought he could get more money from somebody else. That's my limited experience with Uber.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you something. I have no idea what you just said there. I'm about 3 bowls deep. My mate Jansen, he's on the balcony. He's about 4 bowls deep.
Right.
And,
I have no idea what that means, but it's probably you're on medicine.
Booze.
Something like that. Thanks a lot, mate. 0345 6060 973. Pam in Norfolk says, good luck with the tooth extraction. Avoid hot drinks for that day and rinse with salt water. It helped me no end with my wisdom teeth. Keep safe, says Pam in Norfolk. Yeah, I'm expecting to be strapped into a chair and the dentist put his foot on my chest and reach into my mouth with a pair of pliers. Isn't that how they do it? Randy says, do you think France in July is a goer or out of the question? I'm going to a Taylor Swift concert there. What do you want to do that for? Taylor Swift? You want to go all the way to France to see a Taylor Swift concert? What for? I'd think no, but then what do I know? I mean, Spain is in lockdown, if that's any help. I mean, Spain is a part of France, isn't it? Spain is under a nationwide lockdown as part of, or will be rather, as part, this is today. Spain will be under a nationwide lockdown as part of desperate measures to tackle the outbreak of the deadly mad bat flu. This is the second European nation to put extreme measures in place after Italy. Under new rules, people will only be allowed to leave home in Spain under certain emergency conditions, which do not include because I want to. It does not include going to the beach or going out to have a nice time. Tourists in the Spanish costas were warned not to act as if they're on holiday. You're not allowed to have a nice time. Beaches are being closed across the Costa Blanca, which covers resorts such as Benidorm and the Costa del Sol. What do you want to close a beach for? How's that helping? The bathing ban is coming into force on the back of a forced closure at midnight last night of all bars, nightclubs, restaurants, cafes, gyms and cinemas in the Costa Blanca resorts, as well as the rest of Alicante and the neighbouring provinces of Castellón and Valencia. Wow. I mean, talk about a hit to the economy. Bars, nightclubs, restaurants, cafes, gyms and cinemas. I mean, that's all of it, right? I mean, the tourism business is so important to, the Costa region of Spain, but it's absolutely vital to this country. I looked it up a while ago. I can't remember what the exact numbers were, so I'll make it up. £250 billion a year the tourism business brings into this country. Can you believe that?
No.
It's about that, I think, more or less. I actually think if you include everything, it's more important than the finance racket. You know, the financial finaglers. Top politicians in Spain's southern Andalusia region have already warned that they are working on plans to stop people travelling and to make them stay indoors unless they need to leave for work or buy food or medicine. In this country, on the other hand, we are free to do as we like. Squeeze into pubs, sit next to each other in cinemas and theatres, because we are British, and no British person will succumb to this foreign menace. We will draw on our patriotic reserve to repel the enemy, and we will never surrender. Here's a call in Elephant and Castle. Hello, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle. Yeah, hi.
Hi, Danielle.
I'm still here.
Yeah, it's you. You said hi, Danielle. No, you're Danielle.
I know I am.
Yes. Yes, Danielle.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
I'm still here.
You're still here, right. Still in Elephant and Castle, sadly. Never mind.
I'm still on my way to Elephant Castle, yes.
Oh, so you can turn back. Turn back, Danielle.
No, that's where I live, so
Right.
I stand my ground.
Okay, then. Hey, how'd you like that big tower with the 3 windmills on the top that never move?
Yeah, that's near where I live, so on the roundabout, yes.
That is a rubbish tower. That has to be the ugliest tall building in London, and it's right where you live.
Yeah, I know. Lovely.
If you lived inside that tower, it would be better, because it would be one of the only tall buildings in London in which you couldn't see that tall building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so ugly, isn't it?
It's hideous.
And I'm, like, next to it, so you just can't see it, but you're not in it.
You can't see it, but you're not in it.
Yeah. So it's brilliant.
Right. Okay. I can't quite picture that, but anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, what's up, Danielle?
What's up?
Yeah, why'd you call?
I came to talk about the fact that no one's ever thought about the fact that what we're going to do while we're all cooped up alone.
What you're going to do?
Yeah.
Right, when you're all in isolation. Right, what are you going to do? What, have you got a television?
No.
You haven't got a television?
Well, we've got Wi-Fi.
Well, is that a television? You mean you've got a computer screen?
Yeah, we have a computer.
Right, okay. So you've got a big screen on your computer?
Yeah.
All right. So, have you seen The Sopranos?
No.
Well, there you are. See, now that's 6 episodes, 6 series. Each of the first 5 series has, I think, 10 or 12 episodes, and the last one has 20. It will take you about at least 2 months, maybe 3, if you watch 2 episodes a night. Sometimes I was watching 3 episodes. I've seen it from start to finish, maybe 4 or 5 times now. It is the best television program I've ever seen.
Really? That's what my family tell me.
Well, you should listen to your family more, Danielle.
I know, I should, shouldn't I?
They probably say that a lot.
They do. They're like, you should watch The Sopranos.
Yeah, you should watch The Sopranos. And when you finish with that, which will take you a couple of months, then you could watch Have you seen The Wire?
Oh my God, I've seen The Wire. It's bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bleeping good.
Do you know what? I do see? Have you seen Criminal Minds?
No, I never even heard of it. What's that?
Oh my God, it's so bloody good.
You mean it's so good?
So bloody good.
So good. Okay, all right. If you can't control yourself, Danielle.
What's your name?
That's an excellent question. You should have asked that right off the top, and then I would have saved myself for about 5 minutes. What's my name? Who did you call? Good grief. Martin in Harlow says, come on, we're running late. There's the witch and HR Puffin stuff.
Come on, we're running late.
No. HR Puffin stuff. Gosh, there's a long time since I've thought of that. I mean, apart from calling, Prince Harry that. He is HRH Puffin stuff.
Want to score some pot?
Come on, we're running late.
0345 6060 973. Let's have a call in Richmond. Hello, Phil.
Is that Danielle?
Yeah, why not?
Sorry.
Sure, you
Sorry,
can call me Danielle. Why not?
Sorry, this is Phil. Nick, just want to say that I live in Richmond, and a couple of my neighbours here are aging rockers like myself. I'm not well known; they're better known. I won't mention the names, but one's called Peter and one's called Mick. And we were talking about this the other day.
You won't mention their names, but one's called Peter and one's called Mick. I think they're their names.
Well, that's their code names.
Right.
But we've been discussing the government, what we should do, because we're all about the same age.
Yeah.
70-something.
Right.
So we've decided we're all going to self-immolate. Okay? And before...
You don't do anything drastic.
Before I go, Nicky, can I just tell you one last thing?
Yes.
Life's been good to me so far.
Oh, hasn't it just?
God bless.
All right, thanks a lot, Phil.
Rock and roll!
Yeah, it's hard to leave when you can't find the door. 0345 6060 973. Lou in Dulwich says, did I hear you mention the Rosillos at Brunel University? I was at that gig, says Lou. Huh. He says the support acts were Joy Division and the Undertones. He says it was a memorable night. Well, I forgot that part. I must have shown up late. I had no idea. The support acts were Joy Division and the Undertones? I didn't know that. I mean, I saw the Rosillos. In fact, I interviewed them afterwards for the the only reason that I went to Brunel is because they had a radio station. University Radio Brunel, URB. And, I interviewed them afterwards, the Rosillos. Fee 5. You know why they call her Fee 5? Because she's Fee 5. I had no idea. Joy Division and the Undertones were the support act. News to me. Tom says, The Sopranos, great show, weird ending.
Absolutely.
No, it was the best ending ever. I think it was the best ending to a television program I've ever seen. 6 Feet Under was a brilliant ending, but it wasn't an absolutely brilliant show. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't, spectacular. But The Sopranos was the best TV show ever, and possibly the best ending of a TV show ever. I thought it was fantastic. You don't want to wrap it all up and put a bow on it and tell everybody precisely what happens. Leave a little bit of mystery. I'm not going to spoil it for you. James in Swindon says, you need to watch The U.S. Office, greatest comedy ever written. You watch that, I'll watch The Sopranos, then we can compare notes, says James. I tried. Well, I tried. I rewatched some of the British Office, and it is it is an achievement. There's no doubt about that. But it's a bit uncomfortable, a little bit, to spend time with that bloke. Because you invite somebody into your room, don't you? It's a personal interaction. You watch something on TV. You're actually inviting them into your room. And it's a bit, I don't know, it makes my skin crawl just a little bit uncomfortable. Lewis says, if you want a good film recommendation, then Uncut Gems on Netflix. Adam Sandler's best film easily. Adam Sandler?
Warning, warning.
I wouldn't watch an Adam Sandler film if you paid me. Definitely not. It's a no from me. We're running late as an effect from South Park, says Matt. Yep. That's right. And Terry tweets, the witch in Wizard of Oz is the sound effect. No, listen to the previous comment. It's a South Park thing.
Come on, we're running late.
And we are running late. You know, it only gets serious when it starts to affect celebrities. Only when celebrities start to become affected do you know something is serious. And apparently the West End has been left empty. Theatreland is empty. Cancelled bookings, musicians have postponed gigs. Even Glastonbury might suffer from this. Plus, like I said before, there's a giant match of the day-sized hole on Saturday and Sunday nights. I'm very disappointed about the football. Can they repeat old matches that we've forgotten what the result is? It could affect... it's going to be Glastonbury's 50th anniversary. 200,000 people are expected to be there, which is about 150,000 too many, to me. I mean... and that has nothing to do with the virus. I mean, that's just ordinarily 200,000 people. It's just way too big for a festival. When you can't get into the field that your favourite act is playing in, you know things have got too large. That's when I stopped going. When it wasn't I couldn't get in. I couldn't get out. I was in the main stage field, and I wanted, and then the act to finish there, and I wanted to go to another stage. You just couldn't get out. The jam was so intense you could not move out of that field. So I missed an entire set. Ridiculous. So I stopped going. It just got too big. You know, I can remember when Glastonbury was all just fields. That was a Malcolm Hardy joke, which I saw him tell at Glastonbury. Just before he got naked and used his scrotum as an ashtray.
Disgusting.
He used to do that. The stuff you can get away with at a festival, eh? And that's it. If you subscribe to this podcast, then the next episode will get squirted up your life as though by magic on Mondays. And don't forget the other podcasts that I do. There's the one that I do with Carol McGiffin. She is such a delight. And Carol and I try to solve people's problems on a podcast called What's Your Problem? With Nick and Carol. If you want us to have a bash at your issue, you must send it to the following address. nickandcarol@global.com. nickandcarol@global.com. And gird yourself for satisfaction. And there's the other podcast that I do called The Whole Show, which is, as it sounds, the whole show from my Friday and Saturday night stint on the radio. We take the news and the ads out, which means it takes less time to listen to, so you'll use less electricity. And within a year, you'll have saved up enough for a 24-hour holiday in a traffic jam at Dover. And I'll be back on the radio Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. And until then, I'll be seeing you.
Bye-bye.